All right, so now let's start thinking about our 3D drawing of our lighting position so that we can put it all together. And here's what let's start here. We have our 2D position that we've drawn. It's our little rectangle with our center lines and our little hash marks through here so that we have that. Now what I want to do is I need to look and see what this looks like in 3D. So I'm just going to do a little flyover. And as I'm doing a flyover, I can see that my 3D model is moving, but this group that I drew here is not moving, and that is going to be problematic. So what I'm going to do is just go back to my top plan view, so I'm looking at it, and then I'm going to select my entire position. And here's what I need to check. Right, so when we're drawing 3D or 2D objects in a 3D model, we can do them a couple of different ways, right? So one way is that we can draw them on the plane, if you will, that is the surface that corresponds to your monitor, to your laptop monitor. And if we draw on our screen plane, whatever object we draw is going to remain in the orientation of our screen, which is what we can see is happening now. We can see that what we drew is staying in the orientation of the screen rather than changing in the 3D environment of our model. So we need to change that, right? And to change that, if I come back and select, in my object info over here, you'll see it gives me what plane those 2D objects have been drawn in. Are they drawn in the screen plane or are they in the layer plane? And what we want to do is go ahead and change them to the layer plane. Now we've moved them so that they move with the rest of our 3D objects. Now as I do a fly around, you can see that even though that's a flat surface, it's moving with our 3D object. Now, let's go back to our top, not where I wanted to go. How about we go back to our top plan view? All right, so now what we have to do is we need to put a pipe in here. We need to make a 3D pipe. We know how to do that. We're just going to draw a circle and then extrude it. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. We're going to want to, ideally, it would be great to go ahead and put it on the end point of this or somewhere near this. But what we have to do is let's go ahead and look at it from the right side, right? So if we look at this drawing from the right side, we can see all of our doors and everything. But if I zoom in, I can see that this is the lines that I drew that are that lighting position. That's probably one of the short lines, or it might be the rectangle. That might be the center line, but we're looking at all of the lines we did from the right side. So it's going to be pretty simple. Let's just draw a circle, and let's go from the midpoint of what we've done, midpoint, and we're going to draw that with a radius of 1 inch, right? A radius of 1 inch. Now I can see that I drew that on the center class. I want to change that and put that on the pipes class, which gives me a lighter or a bolder line weight and a fill. This is great. Now, how long was our pipe? Our pipe was 21 feet long. So now I'm just going to go to model and extrude, and I'm going to extrude this 21 feet. Easy. I'll say okay. And now let's go back to top plan view and see what we get, because we're not going to get exactly what we thought we want, right? Top plan view. That's our 3D pipe. But look, way over here is our symbol, right? Or is our 2D pipe. And what we have to do is get these two things to sit on top of each other. And if I just click anywhere on that 3D pipe and drag it over here, the reason it did that is here's my 0 mark, and I extruded up from the 0 mark when I went to the right side view. I'm going to just zoom in a little bit, and maybe I'll move this a little closer. I'll zoom in a little bit more, and I'm going to zoom it in a little closer. What I'm going to want to do is go ahead and lay this corner right onto this corner so that they are the exact same space. So now my 3D pipe is sitting on top of my 2D pipe. And then let's do a little flyover and let's look and see, right? And so you can see the little tick marks sticking out of it. I bet if I look in the end, you can see the end of the rectangle right there. So now I have a pipe, but I have my reference marks in there. And when I look at it in top plan view, I get the reference information that I need so that I can work on the pipe, right? So that's how you make the basis for a lighting position, and we'll come back in and we'll turn it into a position here in just a second.